Hey folks, Dan Frio here with your closing bell for September 2nd, 2025. So the rates went up a little bit today. The main news is Trump's tariffs. Are they legal or are they not legal? Well, the courts came out today and said they're not legal. So now it's going to be pushed to the Supreme Court, and the president just, I think, made a special announcement on TV today. I'm going to get you my thoughts on this, the reactions on Wall Street that were this, and then also, are these rates going to continue to go up, or are we going to see a reversal? So that's what we're going to talk about in today's video, folks. So my name is Dan Frio. I come in each day to explain to you guys why these are changing and the data behind it. So what we want to talk about today is the trade wars that Trump has caused. So let's take a dive into this data right through here. Here's what's happening. A judge came out over the weekend and said, you can't do that. And then a court actually came in today and said, you can't do that as well. So now Trump's saying, I'm just going to take it to the Supreme Court. And if you go down through here, here's what my thoughts are as well. So you go down through here and it says Treasury Secretary Bessent basically came out and said this today. On Tuesday, he believes the Supreme Court will uphold Trump's use of a 1977 emergency power law to impose tariffs on trade partners. So because they're going to take it to the Supreme Court, he's basically saying President Trump said he would ask the courts for an expedited ruling, and he actually has most of the court members on his side. So I think this is going to go through pretty quick. The kind of the good thing about this is they didn't stop any of the tariffs. They are actually still in place until this gets expedited over to the Supreme Court. So that's going to be the basic news that we're going to be waiting on the sidelines, because if it doesn't pass the Supreme Court, we might have some major issues, folks. So let's get over to see what the markets are reacting to this, and is there any other news coming down the pike that we should be concerned about? Well, the answer to that is yes. Okay, so here's what we're going to look at. The economic calendar that will be affecting these, and I'm going to explain to you the whys and what my expectations are on market reactions to these. So let's get to the economic calendar. Here's what my thoughts are. We got data in today, and the manufacturing numbers right through here, they were okay. The trend is pretty good, but this is still below 50. That means manufacturing is contracting, but this is one of the higher numbers that we've seen in the last several months. So that's on a good note there. Other good notes on the inflation front is right through here. Manufacturing prices, 64.8 last time. 65 was the expectations. It came in lower. This is prices, folks. So that means on the inflation side, looks like manufacturing numbers are coming down a little bit. Okay, so we have President Trump speaking right now. That will have market effects tomorrow or after the close today. On Wednesday, we have the JOLT numbers. This is how many job openings and labor transfers there are. The interesting thing about this is going to be, are people being able to move and find jobs, or are they just stuck, or they can't get a job? That's what those numbers are going to tell us tomorrow. And then on Thursday, we have ADP payroll numbers. And you know how I feel about those, folks. We'll just skip it. We'll go to the next thing for that day, which is nothing there. And then now the payroll numbers we really are concerned about. Friday. This is the numbers from the government. Okay, so if you believe these or not, I'm going to have to say these are fact. We're going to get the unemployment rate. Okay, so that's going to affect this rate through here. So this is what the Federal Reserve monitors to basically put in their decision on where rates are going to be. Okay, so this is where the federal funds rate is, and this is what the Fed monitors. Okay, we got the PCE, the inflation number that they're really concerned about. We got that last week, and that came in right as expectations. Now we're going to get the unemployment number. Is this going to stay sticky? It's going to stay level? Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? Well, that's going to be basically the key point for the Federal Reserve. So let's get over to the calendar and see what this has in store for us. So it's telling us the unemployment rate is going to go from 4.2 to 4.3. It's also going to say the non-farm payrolls going to go from 73,000 to 74,000. But it's also going to tell us hours earnings, average hour earnings. This is how much people are making per hour and how many hours they're working. So this is going to give us a lot of information on the employment numbers that's going to fill a void in right through here. So the only reason why the Federal Reserve really hasn't been moving rates is they're like, okay, the inflation numbers are a little bit higher than expected, but we really haven't seen deterioration in the jobs market or the GDP. So why do we have to cut? Actually, an interesting argument, but why would you keep rates so high when you have inflation and kind of where you want it, a little bit escalated, but not as high as it was at 7-8% a year or two ago? So that's the concern that we have in today's market. So that is the news that we have for today. So tomorrow, here's my expectations. I'm thinking the markets are going to start to settle. There's really no economic news out there that's going to really shock in all the markets other than the JOLT index. So we're going to see how President Trump's speech this evening is it going to settle the markets? Or is it going to give him more of an uproar? We're going to see how that goes in tomorrow's opening bell. So I hope you join me tomorrow at the opening bell so I can explain to you guys what's going on with these and the whys behind it, folks. So my name is Dan Frio. Like I said, what I do for a living, folks, is let me show you my website. Let's go to therateupdate.com. And here's my website right through here. Here's what I need you to do. If you're out there looking to buy or refinance, that's probably the reason why you're watching this video. Check out our website because there's some tools here that I want you to check out before you miss them. Okay, so if you're looking to buy, did you know there's a down payment assistance program right through here that's forgivable? So even when you go to refinance, you don't have to pay this thing off because it's basically free money to you. You don't have to pay it back. There's no lien on your property. Check out and see if you're eligible for that. If you're looking to refinance and you're like, Dan, the rate comes down and then it goes back up. And then it goes down and then it goes back up. How can I, basically tie this in? Well, let me know what rate you want. So go to the refinance tab. Let me know what rate you're at now and what rate you're looking to refinance at. So what's going to happen is when that rate hits that, I'll reach out to you and we'll go through the rate, the payment, the cost, your break-even point, see if it makes sense. If it makes sense, we'll lock you in and get the paperwork started. If not, we'll wait for them to drop a little bit lower. But if you've already got some quotes out there, and now you're saying, Dan, I understand that you get quotes from or compare your loans to 30 different lenders. Let me explain to you how it works. Then I'm going to show you how you use this button right up through here. So I work at a bank that I'm federally licensed. So it makes me licensed in all 50 states as well as Puerto Rico. Here's the cool thing. Most of us that joined this bank came here and we were brokers. We were broker owners or we've been doing brokering for a long time. And we're like, we need options for our borrowers. So what our bank did is they went out and got over 30 different lenders for us to work with. So think of us as a federal bank that we're licensed all throughout the country, but we're also going to give you all the quotes and the comparisons that a mortgage broker offers you. So we have over 30 different lenders that we work with. So how do you take advantage of this? If you're looking to buy or refinance, we have one of these tabs right here. What if you already got a quote? Well, upload your best quote right there. It's going to say loan estimate review. What I'm going to do is I'm going to review it with the 30 some lenders that we have, and I'll do a personalized video right back to you, let you know what rates we can get you and also what fees we can get you. And if we win on both levels, I'm hoping we win you as a client. So that's our report for today, folks. I'm thinking the markets should stabilize from here after President Trump speaks. Lets us know what's going on with the tariff news because that's the main thing right now until we get the unemployment rate coming latter part of this week. So that's the news for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. And other than that, God bless. Take care of yourself. And I hope to see you back here tomorrow morning at the opening bell to see what happens with these and the whys behind it. Thanks for watching, folks. Bye-bye.